welcome to Kitchen Therapy. I'm Brandy, and we are making a chicken vegetable soup, a little bit different, but maybe similar to what you've made before. And I just want to make sure that in the description that I will put the recipe in there. So I'm going to talk about these things, and my chicken is actually still cooking. It's just pressurized, and I'm cooking a whole chicken in the Instapot. So the first thing that we're going to do over medium heat is put in the olive oil. So we're going to put in the olive oil in here, and then we're going to add in shallots and onions. I have put them into my food processor so they're all blended up together. And then I have some carrots and celery to add into the vegetables. And so I'm going to cook those things until they're tender. And then I'm going to add in the Dijon mustard, which always makes anything taste good. And I'm going to add in parsley and thyme, which fall, you think about thyme. So this is kind of our first thinking about soups in the fall time. And then I have a fourth a cup of white wine. So those are all going to go in, and I'm going to cook those for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then everything's going to start to be fragrant and smell really good. The next thing that I'm going to do is add in my chicken that I'm going to get off of my whole chicken. And when this is, I'm going to depressurize it in a minute. I'm going to put my chicken over here. This is kind of like my repurposing. I'm going to take the chicken off of the bones. I'm going to leave the bones, and I'm going to use the chicken for this. And this is what I'm making for dinner tonight. And then I'm going to put the bones back in here, and I'm going to make a broth. And one of the things that I just want to point out that I just pulled out of my freezer is that I have frozen some broth veggies. You can see where I put it on the top. So that will add some extra vegetable punch, and then I'm not wasting food, which is really great. So it either goes to my compost, or I put it in for vegetable broth, for bone broth, beef bone broth, or chicken bone broth. So that's a great way to add some extra flavor into your bone broth, which is really easy. So the chicken is going to go in next, and then I'm going to put in, and I have, this is a mixture, this is all chicken broth, but I have some mushroom chicken broth in here as well that will just give it some extra flavor, but you can just use regular chicken broth, 2 quarts of it. And then I had some leftover marinara that was in the refrigerator, so I used that, and then I added to it some marinara that has cinnamon and cloves in it, which is kind of thinking about fall. I thought that would be really good. And then I I'm going to mince some garlic. So this is fresh garlic. Add in some turmeric. I'm going to let that cook for another 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes before it's supposed to be done, I'm going to add in some frozen vegetables. So not horrible to use. Lots of people ask me to use frozen. Typically, these vegetables are frozen immediately after they're picked, so which is great. But I'm going to put in some mixed vegetables into my soup as well. Cook that for another 5 minutes. It's going to cook for the last 10 minutes. This all takes about 30 minutes to cook, and it's in the recipe. And then I'm going to add 5 cups of kale. So that's going to pack some punch for some veggies. Always a challenge, like how many veggies have you had for the day, right? So everybody have a great day. I hope you will be able to try this yummy soup, and we'll see you soon.